Republican Congressman from Florida, my honor, Byron Donalds. Sir, this is pretty crazy that they continuously leave out either the first or second half of everything Trump says.
What do you expect? They have nothing else to do because Joe Biden's been a disaster. The Democrat agenda is a disaster. The man is the master of disaster. You look at what's happening in Haiti, Ukraine, obviously what happened to the Israelis on October 7th, the auto industry, which is what Donald Trump was talking about, inflation hurting every American. Now you have Supreme Court talking about oral arguments that, yes, the White House and the administration were spying on the American people with social media and suppressing their speech using social media. These people are tyrannical. They frankly are crazy. And what we need is common sense. So the only thing they have left to do is splice his words, take everything out of context, and then try to run 100 miles an hour before the American people can actually see the truth. Yeah. It is disgusting. It's actually destructive of the press. They already destroyed themselves a long time ago. And I think what's happened now is people have gotten sick of it. They're against it. They realize that the media is lying to them. They're getting their information from other networks and other sources of information, and they're going to be making their decisions accordingly because Joe Biden is the master of disaster.
I completely agree with you, Congressman, but they just don't, they just redefine things at their will. Merriam-Webster, the dictionary defines the word bloodbath as, look, it could possibly mean something violent. Look, when I was at war, we used that term sometimes, but it also means, quote, a major economic disaster, which is exactly what, as you mentioned, Trump was referring to.
Yeah, look, Donald Trump is doing the exact right thing. He is calling a spade a spade. He's being very direct about what's happening in this country. But the reality is our country is not well. We are a nation in decline. And so it takes talk tough and direct talk with the American people, not being focus grouped, not listening to consultants, saying what's on your mind, saying what you're going to do. And in the case of Donald Trump, he already did it for 4 years. He told the American people what he was going to do, and then he did it. And then he told the American people what was going to happen if he didn't win re-election. And now that has happened.
It's so unreal that you can look, and I'll be honest, some of these people are, maybe let's not use the word intelligent, but at least educated, and they're just lapdogs, just panting at Biden's side, oh, he's doing so well, he's so great, and all this. And yet there's no metric that they can point to, yet they still continue to puppet the narrative of January 6th, of very fine people, of bloodbath, of all these things. At some point, can we just get back to keeping my grocery prices low?
The truth is that they have lied to the American people, and now they're being rejected by the American people. And it's not just Republican voters, it's independent voters, it's minority voters. People have had enough.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Even Elon Musk, and you remember, he's famous for staying right where he is and watching the political spectrum shift all to one side. So he hasn't changed his political views in 20 years, yet now he's seemingly on the right. He said the legacy media lies, in which they do.
Yeah, look, and let me make one clear point. People have not largely changed their political views in the United States. What has happened is the Democrat Party is so radical. It is so progressive. These are these insane ideas that are cooked up in college research rooms, in think tanks that have never been applied in the real world. The people who create these ideas have never truly worked in the real world. They've never had to make payroll. They've never had to put out an actual product. They've never had to actually work with people to achieve something. They theorize. They think they're smarter than everybody. They talk about this stuff in parties, and when it comes to the real world and they implement this stuff, it's an unmitigated disaster. That's why the Biden presidency is being rejected. And look, if this is the first time Joe Biden saw his poll numbers and he realized that he's that low, yeah, it's no wonder he's cursing up a storm in the White House, because his staff and frankly his own idiocy has led him and has led the country to where it is right now. It is a travesty what's happened to our country.
I'm with that. And, obviously, if we don't think men can breastfeed, we're the bad guys. Congressman Byron Donalds, always a pleasure, sir.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right.